All right, we got 16 minutes. I don't know why this is... that sucks. Okay. I don't know what I did to my phone. Ask questions. We have to do this in 2 parts.
Wait, we got 16 minutes altogether?
Yeah, memory on my phone, so start asking questions.
Wow, okay, let's go.
It's
no
okay.
pressure. No
Hey
pressure.
everybody, it's Cynthia from Express Yourself Candle Co. So today I have someone interviewing me questions about my business so you can better get to know my product and you can get better to know me as an individual and a business owner. So without further ado, let's get started.
Alright, so what was the moment of inspiration that led you down this candle making journey?
I think the moment that inspired me the most when I was doing I started making candles in October of 2020, and I think what inspired me was I was melting some wax, and then I went into my room and I was looking through, I found my old writings from high school, my creative writing. Those who know who I am, I have a lot of published works. I did a lot of creative writing over the years. I've written plays, I've written poems, I've written fictional works. And so I found some of those and I was reading through them again, and I was like, wouldn't it be so dope to have that incorporated with a candle business? And then I figured out a way to make it be incorporated with the QR codes on the label of my candles right there. So that's what inspired me to do it, was to incorporate my own creativity with what I like doing, which is making candles. Yes.
So explain more about the audible candle and what that is and the QR code that you're talking about.
So the audible candle that I have 3 different lines. This one is soundscapes, and then so for the soundscapes line, on that one there is an audible sound that you can scan with your smartphone, and you will be able to hear different sounds such as nighttime vibes. You'll be able to hear ocean breeze. You'll be able to hear I can't remember the rest. Oh my god. Oh, heartbeat. You'll be able to hear other sounds that are natural sounds that you hear in the environment. So that's what the soundscapes line is. And then for Dead Poet Society, which is my ceramic candle, the largest candle that I sell, this one was actually inspired. You scan the QR code and you will hear an original piece that was written and recorded by myself. And it's inspired by a different poet for every single line. So there's 6 different candles in the Dead Poet Society line, such as Walt Whitman, Emily Dickinson, Gwendolyn Brooks, Langston Hughes, and inside of each one you'll be able to hear an original piece. So that's what's unique about this one. And then for my last line, which is the mini messengers, these are candles that are uniquely made by the customer. So the audio is made by the customer, not the candle itself. And what you would do is just send me via email your audio that's 3 to 5 minutes long in MP3 format, and I will formulate that into a QR code that will be made for your candle. This is available in 8 different fragrances. And that's it for that one.
Talk a little bit more about the mini messenger and what they would use that for.
So the mini messengers are a really cute collection of ceramic candles that are 4-ounce candles, and these candles will be used if you want to send a message to a loved one, or if you're too nervous to say something to someone to their face, so you want to send them a message. Or it can be used as a thank you gift to give to a guest speaker. It can be used at weddings. It can be used at birthday parties. It can be used to send to someone across the country that you haven't seen in a long time, or that you can't see for whatever reason, if they have something going on health-wise where you are not able to see them. There's so many different reasons why you would want to be able to send an audio message with a beautifully scented candle, perfume-grade fragrances, to someone who's a loved one or someone who you're saying thank you to. So that's what the mini messengers are about.
Perfect. And you said perfume-grade fragrances. Can you explain a little bit more about the materials that go into making each of these candles?
Yeah, so for all of my candles, I use a synthetic fragrance. They are each a blend of different types of fragrances, so they're not like a one-dimensional fragrance. There's lots of different layers in there. You'll be able to smell a little bit of violet, a little bit of patchouli, a little bit of lavender, a little bit of rose powder, green leaves. They're all like mixed, and they have like 3 different notes inside of each candle. So these are high quality fragrances that smell amazing. They smell just like perfume grade fragrances. That's why I call them perfume grade fragrances. Let's say it together, class. Go ahead.
And maybe point out that you have the fragrance notes on each of the labels there.
Yeah, so for each candle, like this one I have burning in the back right here. So lavender, pine, and cedar is on this particular candle, and each one I have the fragrance notes with a picture to go with each one, so just in case you don't know what it looks like, or it just makes it more visually appealing to see a picture of the fragrance on that as well. Gonna sip my coffee.
All right, so let's go through the process of creating a candle from concept to final product.
So the way I started with each line. So Dead Poet Society was actually the first line that I created. I love this line. It's my favorite one because it's my pieces that I made, but also they're inspired by poets that inspired me throughout the years. So what was the question again? I'm sorry.
So the creation process.
Oh, the creation process. So what I do first, I don't think so. What I do first is I find a piece of work that inspired me. For example, for Walt Whitman's collection, for Walt Whitman's candle, what I did was I was inspired by Leaves of Grass, Songs of Myself. So I read that work and then I wrote my own piece that was inspired by his piece. And then I got a fragrance that was paired well with that particular type of vibe that went with that poem. And that's how I took the notes from that one and I put those all together and I made the candle. That's Walt Whitman's candle. So that's how I did it for him, Emily Dickinson, all of them, and many messengers, and mainly types of candles that the scents that are more popular for people to purchase. And then Soundscapes was also inspired by that. So like I have an Ocean Breeze scent for, I have Sea Salt Wood and Violet for the Ocean Breeze scent. Seashore, I keep saying Ocean Breeze. Seashore scent for Soundscapes. Just an example.
Challenges that you faced when you started out the business and how you overcame them.
So some of the challenges I faced when I was starting this business was actually how to incorporate all of the senses into a candle product, as well as how to get the QR codes to work, because that was a serious challenge in and of itself. And then the copywriting of the material, creating the material, recording the material, writing the material, finding time to do all these things just for one candle. It takes hours, days actually, just to make one candle. The whole creative process takes forever. So that was something that was a challenge, as well as the expense that went into making the candles, just because making a candle is not cheap, but also like adding all of the QR codes and the audio and the copywriting and the recording, all of the logistics, the designing of the label, how I'm gonna get the QR code, where's it coming from, all the other stuff, that made it more complicated. So yeah.
Testing too.
Testing as well. Testing was very extensive for these candles. Yeah.
Where do you see the business growing to in the next 5 to 10 years?
So I see my business growing to becoming a storefront at some point. I really want to grow the business and scale it as large as possible. I would love to be featured in a magazine. I would love to be in Oprah's magazine. I would love to be on a talk show. I would love to be in the news. I want to be on the radio. I want to be in people's storefronts. I want to be selling wholesale. So there's a lot that I would love to do and have my own store as well.
I love it. So how do you plan to use social media to connect with your audience?
So how I plan on using social media to connect with my audience is going to be using YouTube and Instagram. So those are my two platforms that I chose to do with Express Yourself Candle Co. And I plan on showing my journey, behind the scenes videos. I plan on also doing more relatable content for all the other business owners that are candle business owners or just small business owners for handmade businesses. And that's how I plan on using social media to grow.
You mentioned other entrepreneurs. Is there any advice that you have for them as an entrepreneur yourself?
If you are another entrepreneur and you are planning to start a candle business or any business that's handmade, handcrafted, I suggest doing thorough research of what's in the market already, figuring out what the niches that you're going to focus on and where the gap is and what you can do to fill that gap. That's what I would do if I were you.
How do you ensure quality in each of your candles when producing it?
So each of my candles is made with a luxury Coconut-Apricot wax. And it's a high-grade wax that melts beautifully. It has a great hot throw and a great cold throw, meaning when the candle is not lit, that's the cold throw, it smells strong. And then when it is lit, it still has a nice strong smell. So I ensure quality by taking my time when I am making the candles. I get the best quality wax I can find, top grade fragrances, And the wicks are flake free, and they're zinc free and lead free. So everything is nice and clean and eco-friendly.
Can you share a memorable customer experience that has helped shape your business?
Yeah, a memorable experience I have. So when I started my first candle business, that was called Candle Narratives. I closed that business, but when I did have it open, I did receive an order from one of my English teachers that taught AP English for me when I was in high school, which was really cool. And she asked for a customizable audio for her her little candle, and she wanted enough candles to give thank you gifts out to her guest speakers for an event that she hosted. So I was honored to do that. It was really fun actually to create the specific type of audio that she wanted. I asked her what she was looking for inside of the product and what I could have offered, and then I put everything together, and it came out really, really good. And I love the packaging. You guys are gonna love the packaging, by the way.
That must have been a lot of fun though.
It was a lot of fun, yeah.
The back and forth and being able to customize it with them.
Yeah. Yeah. It was mainly like up to creative expression for myself to figure out what would work well, and the back and forth as well, that too.
You found a platform where the audible candle really shined.
Yeah, it worked out really well. So if you're looking for thank you gifts, audible candles are great thank you gifts with our mini messenger line.
Nice. How do you handle negative customer feedback?
I think the only negative customer feedback I receive, I'm very new into this, but the negative customer feedback I experienced was at a market when a customer was asking for something that I could not do. Like she asked for a candle that would she asked for a candle that would fill up the smell of the entire room without being lit. And we all know long term the smell is going to be diminished, so it's not going to last very long. So that was impossible to do. So I didn't want to set myself up for disaster. But she was disappointed that I didn't have something like that. I don't know where you would find something that would last long term, smell strong without being lit in an entire large room. That just doesn't, no. So that was it. She was upset with me, but it is what it is. It's okay.
What's your favorite product that you offer, and what makes it your favorite?
So my favorite product is the Dead Poet Society. I love the Dead Poet Society. It's a great line. I do have some other lines I'm going to come out with later, but this is like my favorite line right now because it's my own creative works that were inspired by actual real poets that made a significant impact in American history. So I think that American literature is what I'm going to say. So I think that this line is my favorite. It's my best line. I love the fragrances. They're all complex. They're very sophisticated and rugged, and I love them so much. So that's my favorite line.
How did you secure funding when starting out your business, and what advice would you give to other entrepreneurs?
So securing funding when you're first starting out in a business is really important. You can either get a personal loan, you can do pre-order sales, or you can fund it yourself. I funded everything myself. I did not get a loan. I'm going to do pre-orders for this line before it drops because we did not launch yet, but I did not
SBAs or nothing?
I did not get a loan or anything like that. I used it all myself. I took time and did the testing. I got a couple things here, a couple things there, and did what I needed to do to get things going. And that's what I did.
Getting the personal insight. So what's the most rewarding aspect of owning your own candle business?
The most rewarding aspect of owning my own candle business is all of the creative freedom and expression that I have. Besides, this candle company is Express Yourself Candle Co. I want people to feel as though they can express themselves the way I did with Dead Poet Society, the way I did with Soundscapes, so they can do that with the Mini Messenger line, and that's what I plan on doing.